They wanted someone in the office of the CEO that elevates farmer voice. It's how we operate.
Welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Aaron Putsey. We're coming to you from the Iowa Soybean Association, where we just heard a keynote presentation from the United Soybean Board, CEO Lucas Lynch. And Lucas, first of all, thank you for joining us for this conversation. You've got a big job. You've got millions of dollars in checkoff revenue from soybean farmers to invest on their behalf. Talk to us about the areas of priority for making the best use of those resources.
Well, that's a great question. And if you're a farmer looking at this year, you know more now than ever, you need to have market access. And one of the things that soybean farmers have been investing in their checkoff for 35 years is that market access. So when you look at exports, historically we've had a lot of demand going into China. Well, now that's diversified around the world, around 80 countries we work around. But part of that is also us having a strong domestic innovation pipeline. So whether you're dealing with food for human nutrition or feed for animals, our number one customer, poultry and pork, but then you look at innovation pipeline, our industrial uses from soy firefighting foam to asphalt utilization to Goodyear tires. There's all of this that's in the pipeline. What's really important is that it's a little bit of the patient money in the system of innovation. We know that there's short-term pain in the ag right now, but long-term market access, adding volume and adding value, that's what checkoff's focused on.
You're entering your third year as CEO of the USB. What do you look at as one of the greatest accomplishments thus far in that evolution of the United Soybean Board, in which you're really becoming much more farmer-centric? Not that you haven't been, but it's become an even greater priority.
You know, I ride the coattails of the farmers into this role 2 years ago, and why I say that is I trust the farmer voice. And even during the selection process of what they were looking for, they wanted someone in the office of the CEO that knows who they work for, and ultimately elevates farmer voice. And it's not just a throwaway term, it's how we operate. And whether it's in the boardroom, farmer-led, farmer-funded, and farmer-directed, 77 farmer leaders from around 31 states show up 3 times a year and make sure the governing and oversight of their checkoff is well in hand. So I think that philosophy is from them, and I get to be a steward of it on behalf of the organization. And as we hire and work through our staff and work through our partnerships, we make sure that farmer voice is always present.
So when we talk about the checkoff, obviously we're talking about 0.5% of the net market value of the bushel of soybeans, half of which stays at the state level, half of which goes to the United Soybean Board. What's a specific area of emphasis right now, Lucas, that you can point to and say, you know what, farmers, we have your back because we're doing fill in the blank?
Well, that 0.5%, if you were to give it quick math, $10 bushel of beans, that's a nickel. So half of that nickel stays local, like here in Iowa, and half of it helps fund the collective on behalf of USB or the United Soybean Board. Some of what we've been really proud of is that Port of Houston. I mean, don't look any further than the collaboration. If checkoff can do one thing and do it really well, it's the power to convene. And whether that's national organization or local organizations working together, we convene thought partnership in order to get things like the Port of Houston updated. Getting our main waterway in Mississippi. Farmer investment today leads to a magnificent investment by authorities later in a federal or state level. And so all of that is part of how we build demand and use for soy is by thinking differently. And that infrastructure in our country, the connectivity of how our locks and dams work all the way through to the ports. And so that would be an example. One that's been a long time coming is that of high-oleic soybean. And one of the things that's happened in the last year or two is we've unlocked the fact that high-oleic soybeans aren't just great for shelf life of the soybean oil, but it's fantastic for dairy cow nutrition. And organizations like our Animal Nutrition Working Group have already launched can.ussoy.org, and that's basically the U.S. Center for Soy and Animal Nutrition, and that's a place that our listening audience can learn more, can.ussoy.org.
Last question, Lucas. As we're entering here a new year, and we're well aware of the challenges and the headwinds. It's easy to rattle those off, and there's a lot of them, granted.
Yeah.
But as we start this new year, what is an area that gives you the most hope, the most promise, that you want to share with the soybean farmer in 2026?
You know, I think this renewed focus on domestic utilization. We've heard a lot about America First policy. We have an opportunity to really elevate American first preference for U.S. soy, making sure our policies, as we do the research behind those policy-making efforts, are dialed in for supporting the American farmer. That domestic utilization, whether that's in fuel, whether that's in food or feed or industrial uses, I think that here at home focus is going to be a big part of our long-term solution. And why wouldn't it be? You know, why wouldn't it be? But keep in mind, 2/3 of what we raise is exported, so those 80 countries matter.
It's finding that right balance. And Lucas,
Yeah.
thank you for making time. I know it's a priority of yours to get out and about and to meet with the soybean farmer, regardless of where they're at, including here in the state of Iowa. We appreciate your time. And the Iowa Soybean Association looks forward to continuing its strong collaboration and partnership with the United Soybean Board. Reporting for this edition of the State of Soy, I'm Aaron Putsey.
Progress is a human invention. We look at our world and we imagine how to make it better. That's the power of human ingenuity. We can redefine what's possible. At Bayer, we're shaping the future of agriculture. Like farms where all life grows together. It's not impossible, it's progress.